extra time.
Hi, it's Norman Kochannek here from Adelaide Oval after the first day of the first test of the series between India and Australia, the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Well, India won the toss and elected to bat first, and I thought that was a very strong and bold move, and it proved rather difficult. This was a typical day of Test cricket. Stoic, hard-fought, low-scoring Test cricket with bowlers being very miserly and batters having to ink their runs very slowly with lots of balls around the bat. They really did bat well, India, I thought, in part, and unfortunately the day was mixed in the end. After having gone through a lot of the struggle with the likes of Pujara and Kohli in particular, and somewhat Agarwal as well, they certainly batted with a lot of determination against an extremely experienced bowling attack of Australia, with the likes of Stark, Cummings, Hazlewood, and even the debutant Cameron Green bowling particularly miserly and keeping the runs down and making Australia struggle against a very good bowling performance in particular, with a lot of short balls, a lot of very accurate bowling, a lot of plays and misses, but they gritted it out initially. Unfortunately, Prithvi Shaw fell second ball to a Stark delivery that he should have let go. It came off the inside edge and actually bowled him for a duck, and that was an unfortunate start to the day. But then that quickly became a battle with Agarwal and the likes of Pujara. They looked very, very stoic, very, very determined not to get out. They inked away a very slow, steady run rate of around 2, and they saw them get through what appeared to be a very strong stage. But then Agarwal got an absolute peach from Cummins, a ball there was barely any distance between bat and pad, and the ball somehow got through, and Agarwal was bowled for 17. An innings which I thought was quite admirable after 40 balls he faced. He did a lot of digging, a good opening batter's performance indeed, even though he only got 17. Pujara came together with Kohli. Now that was an actual determined partnership of some 68. Pujara looked particularly strong and looked particularly good. But they brought Lyle on at one stage, and he happened to get a ball to turn sufficiently and got the inside edge of Pujara's bat. A decision that was first turned down by the umpire, but actually was eventually given out as caught. And that led to the dismissal of Pujara, bringing together Kohli and Rahane. Again, a partnership of 88 ensued, and Kohli looked magnificent. He looked in complete control, played some very good shots through all parts of the field, some very good pull shots off the likes of Cummins, Hazlewood and Stark, and he certainly looked like he was in control. He and Rahane put on 88, and at one stage they were actually 3 for 188 and looked like they were in complete ascendancy to a day where India would be on top. Unfortunately, a disaster happened. Rahane, unfortunately, basically ran out Kohli for 74 when he was looking all the way for a century. In fact, he looked very much like he was going to score a century, and he was actually dismissed by that run out for 74. That led to a couple of quick dismissals where Rahane was trapped LBW, and so was Vihara, who was also trapped LBW, where both batters were looking reasonably steady, and the ball certainly was doing a fair bit off the pitch. The pink ball was certainly in that twilight zone, ball keeping somewhat low on occasion, somewhat high, and they both were trapped LBW, and I saw India fall to what it was a situation of 5 down. Then they then were in a situation with 6 down, with the likes of Sahar and also, of course, Ashwin were in bat. Now those two steadied the ship somewhat. At the end of the day's play, India was 6 for 233. Again, that was a day of great batting. An immense amount of control showed by India, and I thought they did particularly well. We'll only really judge how well they are after today's performance when they were 6 for 233 in the 89 overs of bowl, by the way that Australia bats in return potentially tomorrow. Let's hope that India actually on 6 for 233 can ink out a period of time in the early part of the day and increase their lead, or at least their amount of runs, to somewhere close to 300. If that is the case, I think Australia will have a lot of concerns about their batting performance. They may well be batting in that twilight period with the pink ball from day to night. And again, Joe Burns, Matthew Wade, the opening pair with Labuschagne, all not in necessarily the best nick. We could see some early wickets fall, and look, the likes of Bumrah, Shami, and obviously Umesh Yadav, who have been selected, will certainly be able to learn from the way that the Australian bowlers bowl with a lot of common sense, a lot of miserly efforts, kept the runs down, but also took wickets gradually throughout the day. Again, India, I believe India are on top with 6 for 233. Why they're on top? We're yet to see Australia bat. The conditions certainly aren't in favour of the batters. It was quite cool today. The crowd of some 17,444 witnessed a very strong day's play. It was actually very interesting how the staff here at the ground in Adelaide Oval dispersed the people meticulously around the ground and made sure people were not sitting together at any stage. A lot of COVID-safe control was undertaken, which still led to a great day of cricket. A fairly strong crowd of 17,000 people. And I do think when we head into day 2 that India needs to just bat out somewhat more with Saha and the likes of Ashwin and some of the tail helping out. Then ultimately Australia will be tested quite heavily by the Indian bowling. They've proven in the tour match in Sydney, day-night does suit their bowling. I think Australia have to prove themselves here in the first innings to actually match what India has done today. India certainly performed well. Kohli was magnificent. He's 74, he's 23rd 50, could well have been his 28th 100 had he had a bit of luck with that run out. Was certainly in charge. Pujara certainly helped and Rahane certainly helped as well. So I think India have done particularly well. Certainly it's not clearly in India's favour, but I think there's sufficient evidence that they're in their favour. I'm yet to see Australia get past this score, which could well be around the 300 mark from India. Let's see what happens in day 2. This is Norman Kochannek for Extra Time. Don't forget to view, like and share our posts, as well as subscribe, and don't forget to make comments and provide feedback. I'll reply to you. We'll get some more feedback for tomorrow's day 2. Again, this is Norman Kochannek for Extra Time at Adelaide Oval.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.